You know, when I first started on the trip, I thought 24 days is a long time, and then the 23rd day came and I realized I was going to be missing a lot of Mongolia. We were going on this study abroad trip to learn about women in leadership in Mongolia. It's very easy to assume that Mongolia is a very isolated country, or that its connection to the globe is some way representative of our stereotypes about it, but it's so much more. It is a country navigating both its traditional history and heritage with being a modern country at the same time, where women are the predominant people in administrative positions and the predominant group in college classrooms. So it's interesting how similar and yet how different Mongolia is to the culture that we experience here in the United States.
I had no interests initially studying abroad. I kind of thought the thing wasn't for me, and I kind of liked home base here in America. And I went home and I thought about it. I knew, I think it was time to kind of get out of my comfort zone. You get to kind of experience the world in a nurtured kind of way, because we had a group with us, so you weren't completely solo, so you had some people to fall back on. I think it's important for anyone to do it in an undergrad program, because you learn about the world with other people, and that's important.
There's a lot of assumptions that Mongolians are only nomadic. I think there's a lot of assumptions that, based on the history of Genghis Khan, that is misrepresented often, that they don't respect women. It was really fascinating to learn about the role that women play in their culture and the history that is so ancient compared to what we're used to here in the United States. And there's this really interesting dualism because their democracy is only 26 years old.
There's still two different worlds mixed together there. A democracy growing in UB is transforming them, but they're still holding on to their nomadic views. I think they're progressing, but I'm really excited that they hold on to monuments and Genghis Khan and tradition, and I think it's a beautiful, beautiful, brilliant and bright culture with a lot of colors and religion, Buddhism and shamanism. And so I loved being able to be a part of a growing city, yet there's still this historical past connected to them.
Seeing a lot of the history and the culture at different monuments and things like that, it was really cool to really learn about the culture and where Mongolia came from. Going into this program, I knew nothing about Mongolia, so getting this huge history lesson at the same time as learning leadership from the woman over there was super, super cool. I thought.
We had lots of discussions as a group about the different people we met and things we were doing. Well, basically the whole trip was classwork though. Really going to the museums and talking to the different people was really our classwork, and that was the most amazing part about learning in another country.
I adored being able to stand back and watch students get excited about the place that we were at, and I loved watching them take pictures, and I loved the sense of a discovery on their face when their eyes would get big and they'd be so excited about learning this new thing or seeing this new thing.
It's really easy to get caught up in what your friends are doing and what people are doing, what you're missing out on. But I think once I kind of set down all of my social media and just kind of really let myself be immersed in this experience, that was when things really started to click and it really started to feel like home.
Culturally, we really get stuck in not being curious and not being okay with that place of unknowing. We always have to know, otherwise we're seen as incompetent. That's something I challenge any student that I work with, that it's okay being in that place of unknowing, and what are you going to do about it?
we don't get to very many opportunities to see the world, and you learn so much from other people and other cultures that I don't think any of us will ever be the same.
I think I took away a lot from this trip. I think I learned a lot about myself. I think I learned a lot about how to have a different perspective and how to see things from a different light. I think there's only so much you can learn from books and pictures and movies, and not all of those are going to be accurate. And that's why I think it's really important to go out and explore it all, because the kind of self-awareness and kind of global awareness I've learned from this trip, it's kind of made being a global citizen much more important.